Om. Hello and namaste, friends. As those of you who have watched the introductory video will recall, I am Neti and Aham Brahmasmi. I live in North America and I started the Living Sanatana Dharma series of videos to share what I learned about Sanatana Dharma and how I live by its concepts and values. I find that these are very helpful to keep me on a steady course throughout the ups and downs of life. So welcome to part 2 of the Living Sanatana Dharma series, in which I share my understanding of the key concepts of Sanatana Dharma. One of these is karma. To introduce this concept, let us consider first whether we have satisfactory answers to questions such as these. Why are some people born healthy and some with severe health problems? Why do some people live a good life and some a miserable one? Why do some people die of painful diseases and some naturally? Why do some children die at a very young age? Why is life full of ups and downs? Why are we happy one day and sad the next? If we do not have satisfactory answers to such questions, then let's consider Sanatana Dharma's concept of karma. So what is karma? Sri Krishna talks extensively about karma to Arjuna, that is to us, in the Bhagavad Gita. Karma is also referred to in other scriptures of Sanatana Dharma, such as Rishi Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Karma ensures that for every action we take, whether in word, deed, or thought, there will be consequences in the future. These consequences could be a few seconds away, many years away, or in future lives. Yes, the karmic explanation of what we encounter in life is linked to the concept of reincarnation, and to yet another more important concept, that of our immortality. Just to be clear, it is not our bodies that are immortal. Obviously not. In the introductory video, I mentioned that we should realize that we are constantly changing. Indeed, we have assumed many different roles across our past lives and in our current life. All of these were impermanent, temporary, and therefore illusory as a result of the impermanence. The reality is that we are really much more than that. We are one with a changeless reality. And keeping in mind this fundamental concept of Sanatana Dharma leads to the infinite bliss of moksha, as we free ourselves from our fears, anxieties, mental health challenges, etc. This state is known as Satchitananda. I will talk more about this in my video about Maya and moksha. Let me come back to karma. If we perform good actions, the karmic fruits of our actions will be good. These may be in the form of good health, wealth, or being reborn in a great environment, for example. If we perform bad actions, we will face the negative karmic consequences in the future. These bad karmic reactions may come in the form of disease, poverty, or rebirth in a miserable environment. Some nice people seem to suffer a lot through their current lives. Although they are presently good, they are facing the karmic consequences of wrongdoings they committed previously, including in their previous lives. However, because they are now performing good actions, they will enjoy positive karmic consequences in the future, either in this life or in a future life. The reason why some cruel people enjoy a good life despite doing really bad things is that they are now enjoying the karmic fruits of the good actions they performed previously, including in their previous lives. However, because they are performing bad actions now, they will face negative karmic consequences in the future. Importantly, karma is not compensatory. This means that if we have committed a bad action, we cannot avoid its consequences just by following up with a good action. Karma does not work that way. Think about it. If someone brutally kills someone else, should they be able to avoid the consequences of that action just by donating a large sum of money to a charity, for example? Obviously not. We are born again and again to reap the karmic fruits of our actions. This cycle of enjoying the effects of good karma and suffering the effects of bad karma can continue indefinitely or until we attain moksha or liberation. I will elaborate on moksha in the video about Maya and moksha. The law of karma is connected to the constantly changing physical world, that is samsara. Samsara is often depicted as an ever-spinning wheel. The spokes of this wheel represent the tools of Maya that bind us and keep samsara spinning as we interact with Maya. Likewise, I will talk more about Maya in another video. Sanatana Dharma teaches us that our ultimate goal is to break away from the forces of Maya, to free ourselves from the ups and downs of pleasure and pain, joy and sorrow, in other words, to attain moksha. This can be achieved through the practice of yoga. For example, through karma yoga, that is by acting selflessly without ego, without the desire for any reward. I'll talk about yoga or the path to spiritual union with the infinite reality in a future video as well. Karma governs our life experiences through cause and effect. Through karma, our thoughts, emotions and deeds, whether good or bad, return to us. Thus, karma can be seen as a teacher. It imparts us the lessons we need in order to progress spiritually. There are three types of karma. Sanchita karma is the total of all our past karmas that are yet to be resolved. Prarabdha karma is that portion of our sanchit karma that is to be experienced in our current life. And kriyaman karma is the karma that we are currently creating and that will impact our future. Prarabdha karma therefore represents our potential in the current life, both positive and negative. It defines, for example, our birth characteristics and sets our achievement potential. It places constraints on what we can accomplish, but it also provides us with our potential. When thinking of the concept of karma, it should not be misunderstood or confused with concepts implying immutability, such as destiny or fate. It does not mean that everything that happens in life is predestined. Karma implies that our destiny is in our own hands. We have free will within the constraints of our potential, of our prarabdha karma. If we decide to focus our efforts in a certain direction as opposed to another, our actions, words or thoughts produce new kriyaman karma whose consequences we either face in the current life or which gets added to our overall karmic record, to our sanchit karma. And we then reap those consequences in a future life. In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna mentions that we should not refrain from acting to avoid creating new karma. We should just find ways to act selflessly, detaching ourselves from expected or desired outcomes. This is the basis of karma yoga as described in the Gita. This makes sense because if we allow ourselves to become attached to the expected results of our actions, then we could suffer from frustration and anger if these results do not materialize as we expected. Knowing this, we should strive to remain serene and not to get frustrated unnecessarily when we cannot attain certain goals. This is a key step to achieving moksha through karma yoga. This brings me to the end of what I wanted to share with you in this video about karma. I hope this was a good use of your time. If you have any questions or suggestions for topics related to Sanatana Dharma that you would like me to address, you can email these to me, and if I can address those, I will. Also, if you find these videos useful, please share the link to this channel with others who might be interested. And yes, please subscribe to the channel and like the videos you like. Thank you for your attention. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.